Good morning. Today, because last time we couldn't continue on this text, 100 advice. Preliminary part of the text, 100 advice is we already finished from, believe in the May. We did a few weeks. Now, actually 100 of the number 100 advice with the example as here. So we have to look this way. Why Buddha and Bodhisattva come on this planet or on the earth, their purpose of really main reason they come is to give teachings, give a message, give advice, or give direction to us, because we are sentient beings, are like a full of blind, like a bunch of blind who have no sight. Because even we have an invasion, like a desire, hope of happiness and peace, but we don't know which direction goes. We don't know the path, actually path to happiness, path to peace, because we don't have the wisdom. So that reason Buddha and Bodhisattva come on this planet to give us that wisdom through their teachings. Sometime in the Vajrayana, we said Guru's blessing is the most important. But blessing is not talking about some kind of feelings. Some people think the blessing means just kind of some kind of feel, some kind of I don't know, it's the emotional connection. It's not really that way. Blessing is mostly more like you gain something, you receive something, your mind is open, your the ignorance is removed. That is called the blessings. So you have to gain. What you need to gain is not the material, not the name, not the power, name, not the those lots of time in the text explain, those are not that important. Most important is you have to gain the wisdom, because we don't need actually power or enlightened qualities. We don't need to gain them. We naturally have them. Like when sun is beyond the earth, you don't need to pursue to create a sign sun is brighter. You don't have to work on that. Yeah, when sun is covered by the cloud, we don't need to try to work we don't need to recharge the sun to make brighter. Sun doesn't need to recharge, make the brighter. Only what we need is to remove the cloud. Once you remove the cloud, sun is the same before, or will be same. So sun always will bright, but because of the cloud, we couldn't see that bright. When cloud is too thick or is obscure, is too thick, even if there's no light whatsoever. So that is we normally call the night. So this reason, this is the same way. We don't need to gain any kind of spiritual power. We don't need to gain any kind of enlightened qualities. Enlightened quality or spiritual power is within us. Because if you think you will gain something from someone or somewhere, and even you gain that one, it will not remain with you forever, because what have to be gained someday. This is a reality of impermanent. So only will remain continually is what nature is. That nature is never change. Rest of things can change. Like like your nature of mind, no one can change, but your mind itself every second changing, you know. Maybe it's 5 minutes ago you are so happy, but now you are grumpy. Maybe later you have good chance to become happy. Make sense? So mind itself, concept is changed, but the nature itself is not changed. Why? Because nature, no one can change. So we need to awake from that, awake from the delusion to see that nature. You know, so that way enlightened quality is that nature is. Enlightened power is that nature is. Beside that nature, we don't need some kind of special power from somewhere else. So that way, Buddha cannot give us the power, Guru cannot give that power or whatever. So we have to awake from ourselves. So Buddha always said, light your own lamp. You know, light your own lamp, mean that you have to awake from that delusion. No one can make you awake. Like somebody can bring you really bright light. If you don't have an eye, you will not see. I saw one time on the TV show, bunch of blind is singing really beautiful song, and they put a beautiful light. I thought they're not going to see that light. Doesn't matter how beautiful they put the light, you know. So same way, until we open our eye of wisdom, we're not going to see that quality. We're not going to see that, power. So we have to be recognized. Like, for example, diamond. If you give to two people, one is have no idea about the diamond, and then when you give that person, it never become happy. They say, oh, why give me a stone? You know, it's not like an apple or a fruit that I can eat, or this is not clothes that I can wear. It's useless, yeah? But someone who recognizes, then when you give them diamond, they become so happy because they know this quality, ability, yeah? So that way, even enlightenment comes around us. If our mind is not open, or from the delusion or from the ignorance, we will not see them. So this reason, like when I was a young monk, Tibetan culture, we love to go to pilgrimage. So one time I was hoping to go to some holy site, pilgrimage. So my uncle said to me, if you go now, pilgrimage, it's just sightseeing, nothing benefit. There's no special from there. But one day you have some degree of experience of the practice, then you go to those holy sites, you will get great benefit with your own practice. Because the holy side, they're not going to give you that energy or power or wisdom, until you're awake your own from the delusion. So in the mini yogi said, when you're not recognizing they are Mara or evil spirit, when you're recognizing them, they are become a Dharma protector. So it's the same way, every outer and inner, all the environment is when we're not recognizing them, they become negative. It's called the samsara. It's called the evil. It's called the beings, But when we recognize them, including ourselves, then divine or the enlightenment is within us. So that way, we need to that awake. How we can awake is through their wisdom advice. Only the wisdom advice awake from that ignorance, from that delusion. So that reason, learning Dharma, so it's important. In the Buddhism, we said there are three kinds of teachers. Okay, So first teacher is a person who guide you, someone who give you instruction. That is called the teacher. Because without that person's instruction, without that person's guide, we don't know how to get there. So we need some kind of outsiders help. So that is the first teacher. Then second is the Dharma text. Dharma text is your second teacher. So you actually, then you have to learn from the Dharma text, from Buddha and all those masters work hard. I mean, they dedicated their life to try to write something for us. If we don't use them, then what is the point? Just hanging on the shrine room and just decorating that one is not going to benefit for us. If that is a benefit, lots of insects live in the temple rest of their life, they become enlightened. This is impossible. So just having decoration of the text is not good enough. We have to use them, utilize them to study, contemplate on that. So that way I said second teacher is the text. The finally ultimate teacher is your own mind. So you have to put that way. So finally you have to bring in your mind into yourself to practice that one. So that way this kind of advice, what we have those past master, what they wrote as a they're not writing those things for the these days people write the book for business. They want to be bestseller, they want to make millions of dollars, and the purpose of the writing book is a business, purely business, including the religion books. Most is nowadays is a business. Whatever best sell where you write that one. Doesn't matter. So that way, like in the Tibetan Buddhism, we have this problem. Is now they're writing all those, what called the sacred one. They're writing down and selling. Long as they sell, people write everything. It's not going to benefit for anyone until you go step by step. But you're getting those all information. So that way, we know everything. Most of it, especially Western Dharma practitioners, they have all the informations. If ask them, some actually much more information than we have. They have much more information than we do. Because for us, we're not allowed to read certain books until we finish certain degree of practice. Like Tibetan, lots of area have two kind of libraries. One library is basically common teachings that anyone can go, anyone can read. But another library is only advanced one. When you finish certain things, then certain retreat and certain practice, then you're allowed to watch them. So that way, if you give them or yourself watch them, actually in the Tibetan we said Dagini's punishment can get, because the Dagini are sacred practice protector. Sacred practice of the Dharma is protecting by the Dagini. If you abuse them for your personal gain or some other reason to use them, you will get punishment from them, because they have to protect. And by your misusing them, actually you're destroying. You're destroying that what called the true meaning of the Dharma. So that reason, I'm not sure is it really benefit or not. But so what I'm saying is I have no problem with whatever they do. This is an individual's decision. But past master, when they wrote the book, purely intention is a benefit for someone. not like nowadays, you know. So that way nowadays lots of they write in books. I'm not sure their intention is a benefit for someone, you know. I'm not saying it's not, because I don't have idea what is their intention, because I'm myself is you know, I have no clue what they're thinking. But lots of people focusing on the how to sell them. Make sense? Selling is the most important. If you sell that book a lot, your book is successful. If you don't sell that book much, then said, oh, your book is not successful. You never said how much benefit can get by that information to other, you know? So, so I don't know. But the point is that what I'm saying is that this kind of books, what we're reading, they are purely, you know, intention of want to help us. That way they wrote. So we should study, contemplate, meditate on them. It will benefit for us. So that reason we have to go through those books. Otherwise, why you want to waste your time to reading those, you know? You may think, oh, those are old, you know, idea. I'm 21st century Buddhism, you know, I need a fresh new idea. I like that one. You may think that one. If you like that one, then good luck. And but you know, old is a gold. So so we should cherish on them. This is it. Our forefather left for us. You know, that is their well to left for us. Spiritual master, they don't have that other material well. They only have a spiritual well. That is what they have. The well is wrote down on the paper, you know. So this is our well, our forefather left. So that way here is called the advice for the meditation practitioners. So first one, there is a number 100. Separating, spreading, spreading shadow of sunset at the peak of the mountain pass as an approach without stopping for even an instant. Apart from the Dharma, nothing will help. This is my heart's advice. Talking about the impermanent. So, there's one story. One time, one ghost and one monk become friends. And that ghost asked to the monk, the monk asked to the ghost, because the ghost knows who going to die. You know, generally we all know who going to die. We all know who going to die. Definitely we know, but we don't know when we're going to die, you know, who going to die when. So the ghost knows when and which one is going to die. So that monks ask him to, when come to close to my death, please give me the signal, give me, tell me, so I will prepare. So one day the ghost comes and he bring the information, said, oh, you know, the such and such town, there is such and such person will going to die tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. So and monk said, oh, okay, whatever. They chant some or just do prayer. And that ghost did that a few times. And monk kind of reaction is the same way every time. Then one day the ghost came to the monk, said, tomorrow you're going to die. The monk said, we have an agreement that you're going to tell me before my death is come, so I will prepare. So ghost said, I was telling you every day, but you're not listening. So that is showing us we're all going to die. That's not a big deal, actually. Death is not really a big deal. Also, a lot of people think death is ending your life. Death is not ending. If it is ending, that's a wonderful, good news. You know, you're ending samsara. Problem is it never stop our lifespan and our ability, whatever we have, and it get age, and that ability have a limited. So that limit is never be stay. So we are like a some game show, they stay on the clock, yeah, 30 seconds. You have to give answer within the 30 seconds. Time over, yeah. So at that second never stop. Same way our life never stop. No matter what we do. So that way, sometimes I a little bit amaze people. They excited to can't wait they coming their birthday. I don't know why. I mean, every birthday you celebrate, you are getting closer to your death day. So it's true. Every single second your clock is taking, you're getting closer to death day. So it's just like a sunset on the mountain, top of the mountain, and you look in the shadow. Shadow never stop. Sometimes like a miraculously, those miraculously, some yogi can stop shadow, but actually time cannot stop, even they. Like a Birwaba, one of the great Mahasiddha, he drink 500 gallons of alcohol, and he told the what called the bar owner, said, when sunset is come past or sunset is across this mark, I will pay you. But sunset not passing from that, it's stuck there. So it seems like he can control the time. So then all the sun is not changing, but then time is passing, and all the astrology, everything's a mess up. So then king sent this actually astrologer advised king to, I think there's some great yogi or someone is performing this one. You have to search this one. Make sure let him to keep let in the nature. Make sense? Yeah. So king sent to the minister. Then they found that yogi in the bar drinking alcohol continually. So then it says, how come? So he said, until the sun mark this one, when it's passed, I have to pay. So that way mark is stuck here. So king have to pay the bar owner to the how much own for the alcohol. Then it requests to the yogi to please release that sun now. So when he released that one, already midnight. So it seems like he can hold, but actually time even he can hold, the yogi. So that way no one can hold the actually time. It have to pass. So similar happened in Tibet. King Tsultrim Tenzin was sick many days. Then one day he feel better, but already kind of later of the day. Then when he washing hair and things like that, he's after the feel better, and and he need time to time to dry his hair, because in Tibet we don't have hair dryer. What call that? Air dryer. Yeah, air dryer, the hair dryer we don't have. So people hair dry on sun. So Pema Samba will have to hold the sun until king's hair is completely dry from the sun. Then they said, okay, now all the animal put in their own hutter. The animal, yeah. So then when Pema Samba will release that tiger from the ground, and already. So these kind of things seems like those great Mahasiddha can hold the time, but actually even they cannot hold the time. So no one can hold the time, same way no one can hold your lifespan. No one can pause our lifespan. Make sense? Yeah, everything you can wait, you know, you can wait for the eating food, you can wait for the going out, you can wait to anything, but you cannot wait for your death. You cannot ask them death to wait, you know, give me like minute, give me hour, give me day. No one can do that one. That's the nature. So the what here is giving us, and you know, what called the advice is this life is impermanent. It's never stay in the you know, never pause. Yeah, never pause, never will pause. So whatever you have ability, use them. Make sense? What is good for you, do that one. Don't waste. You know, if you know you're going to die tomorrow, what will you do today? You're not going to just hang out, or you just go to sunbath or anything. You will do all the important things. Yeah, today you're not going to waste your even 1 second. You will do everything that's really important for you before the death. This is like a, you know, before the traveling, your preparation. So that is showing as a, so what's the best for, or what is good for us, or I don't know how to say.
What would be the most benefit?
Yeah, most benefit for us is that what we can take when we're dying. Okay, so you have to ask yourself, what will you take when you're dying? When you're lying on your final bed, when you eating final meal, when you breathing final, you know, breathe. Yeah, then what going to you, when you leaving from there, what will you take? You know, so you have to research on that. You have to analyze on that, what you can take with you. So that is your wealth. Whatever you can take when you die. There, nothing is wealth that a material like house, car, you know, family, money, you know, whatever you build, none of them come with you. So only what come to you is your Dharma practice. So that is your wealth. Really, wealth is what you have done something good. Dharma is not only talking about, you know, some people may think Dharma means just a recitation of a mantra or some kind of doing some kind of rituals. You know, so Dharma means the good deed, something good. Like we in the Mahayana tradition, we have a 6 paramitas, for example. So like generosity, moral ethic, patience, perseverance, meditative concentration, you know, wisdoms. So that kind of whatever you did something good. So that good will come with you, including recitation of a mantra, including the meditation, including the ritual, all good deed, whatever you've done, it come with you. So only that is your wealth. So that's why I said, apart from the Dharma, nothing will help. It means that is if you done something good in your life, when end of the life, you die with it joyfully. Make sense? You have no regret. You know, you feel satisfied with your life. You didn't waste your life because you did something meaningful. If you only focusing something that is a temporary benefit, you know, you build a mansion, you have a, you know, really what call this heavy bank account, can say, yeah, heavy bank account, and you have a really big business, whatever, but yeah, but none of them will benefit for you, none of them come with you. So that way, they're not going to help you anything. Actually, sometimes that kind of things can harm us. You know, some people being attached to their material after their death, they become a ghost to because they couldn't let go of that material.
Not to mention the problems that happens in the family when they fight over it.
Something like that. Can I have some water, please? So I think that is what it means, that apart from the Dharma, nothing will help. This is my hard advice. And in the Buddhism, Dharma means actually generally, Dharma means any kind of meritocratic activity is you can call the Dharma. And Bodhidharma means that you have to learn how to practice. So what is your practice? Is it? Generally, all the Buddhism is including into the three trainings: training of the morality, training of the samadhi, and training of the wisdom. So that is the Dharma. You know, apart from that Dharma, there is nothing will helpful. So that is the first advice. Now, second one said, the joy and happiness of this life are like a dream and a magical illusion. The time of the death lasts only instant. Practice the holy Dharma without the distraction. This is my heart's advice. So this one, joy and happiness of this life. Like being healthy, being wealthy, being famous, and things like that. You know, people recognize it as a happiness life, you know, joyful life. So, I mean, even not that one, but whatever making you joy in this life, temporary joy, is to say, no different than dream. I mean, obviously, we can look this way. Yesterday, what you experience, a joyful experience, and last night, what you have a dream. Those two are, lots of time you cannot distinguishing them. Actually, which one was happened yesterday and which one was the dream. So that not much different those between those two, dream and happiness. What happened actually happened, and in you experience in the dream. So it's called the magical illusions because it looks real but not real, looks there but not there. You know, so magician make from the rock to the horse. It looks horse, it's not horse. You know, magician created from the pepper to the flower, looks flower, but it's not flower. So it looks there. Okay, it seems really true joy or happiness, but it's not real, just illusion. Because why is it illusion? Because the temporarily it can change. It's not there forever, you know. So I think this is a way we have to look this way. If you have a joy and happiness at the samsara forever, then nothing wrong with that. But if you don't have that continually, and for that purpose, if you make a mistake, then that is a mistake. So there's some story Khenpo Rinpoche told on him, like somebody fall down from the cliff, and somehow he can grab some hay, grass, yeah. So then down there some like dogs and animals are waiting for his fall down to eat. Then he's since he's holding the grass and he saw their honey, what called
Honeycomb.
bee's nest, honeycombs. So he really want to enjoy that. He really like, so he is tasting that one. It's so delicious. And on the top of the cliff, some people is asking him to please come up, I will help you. But because he was so enjoying the honey, he doesn't want their help to just immediately go. He want to enjoy the honey. Meantime, when he was eating the honey, mouse come and eating the grass. So he didn't know that grass is cutting by the mouse, and he's just sidetracked with enjoying the honey. And so when he was eating the honey, then the grass is cut and he fall down. So that is we actually experiencing. We cut off so much on the temporary joy, and forget to how to get out there from there. That way, then we fall down to the lower one. So the person who giving you a hand is your guru. And the animal waiting you in the down is the lower one. Honey is your right now's joy. What you experiencing the joy. We are sidetracked with that joy. If we have that, the mouse is not there, you are really stable place, and you will have a honey continually, unless you get the diabetes. Otherwise, maybe if you have a honey continually, that's wonderful. But honey will be exhausted, and you will be not there, really stable living there. So human beings, actually, our life is like a clip, hanging on the clip. If we're careful, we can go up there. We're not yet down there. Okay, we're not yet completely fall down. We're just hanging in the threadly hanging on the cliff. If we're careful, we can climb up and free ourselves from that dangers. But if we're not careful, one day we will fall down. So we are just at that can say not the edge of the cliff. Can say yeah, actually can say, yeah.
Precipice.
Yeah. So that way, what can help us is that the time of the death, let's only in the instant practice the holy dharma without the distraction. This is the hard advice. So what it means that don't distract with the temporary joy. Try to find the permanent solution, how to liberate from these dangers of the cliff. If you sidetrack with the honey taste and you not pay attention, you're liberate yourself from the dangers, and one day that danger will come up and you can fall down. So that way, we have to practice without the distraction of temporary joy and happiness. So lots of time, we in the Buddhism said, samsaric joy is a negative. Actually, joy itself is not the negative. You being healthy, you being wealthy, you being famous, and you being, all those good quality, what you have as a result of the good karma. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Only problem is that result is not the permanent, it's a temporary. When one day that exhausts that one, then we will be miserable. So I think this reason days, we have to practice holy dharma. So holy dharma means the sat dharma or so this is a sat dharma. I think most of the time is the Sanskrit is used as a sat dharma, yeah, truth dharma, truth phenomena. So or in lots of time English they use as a holy dharma. Why? Because who follow this practice become a holy being. Make sense? Or this is taught by the Holy One. So both are. This is taught by the Holy One. That way it's called the Holy Dharma. Anyone who practice this one, you become a holy. So that reason is called the Holy Dharma. So without the distraction, that is my hard advice. Bhande Dharmaradzas. Now, third one said, 8 worldly concern. A person caught by the 8 worldly concerns is like an animal trap in the snare. We exhausted our life without reaching the ultimate nature. Meditate well on the renunciation. This is my heart's advice. 8 worldly concern. I need English. It worldly concerns the ordinary human reaction: gain, loss, fame, infamy, prize, blame, pleasure, and sorrow. So when we gain, we become happy. When we lose, we become sad. Yeah. When somebody praise you, you become so happy. When somebody criticizes on you, you become angry. So this kind of reaction. That's so basically, you know, as the same as before. When you gain something, it's a result of your good karma. When you lose something, it's because you create the negative karma. Without the involvement of your karma, this not going to happen, any of those. So this is all result of your karma, whatever experiencing in the life. You know, when somebody is praising you, that means you have done something in the past. That's why people are praising you. Even you have done in this life something wonderful, but nobody praising you because you haven't done anything in past life to, you know, create that kind of karma. So lots of this, like some people, they do lots of good things, but nobody recognizes that one until that person is dead. Some people even they done small things, everybody recognize that one, everybody praise on that one. So this happened, you know. So that way, I mean, basically, this can say experience or situation or whatever happened as have commonly related to your past lives karma. The past life or this life doesn't matter. It's connected to your karma. So if people praising you, that's wonderful. If you gain something, that's good. All those is you know, is your result of your karma. So that way, this is not saying it's a gain is a bad, you know, lose is a bad. Some people may think that way. 8 worldly concern is not good, you know. But what is when we're focusing only for this purpose, like when you practice in Dharma to become famous, become wealthy, you know, Like these days, sometimes, people studying Dharma to gain some title. They gain title. And I think this both Western and Tibetan culture now is becoming that way. Monks go to the monk school to study, and the reason is they want to get a title, Khenpo or Drikung or something. They not main aim is not to apply it for themselves, the practice. Then Western some become ordained. When they become ordained, they assume they automatically become a teacher. Make sense? So this is not about to gaining to some kind of Dharma practice. Is not about to gaining some kind of a position or titles. Yeah. If our aim is for that become eight worldly concern. Why? Because you're focusing in this life. That means your whatever you're doing with the Dharma have no involvement of renunciation. Renunciation is way far from that. You're really enjoying samsara. You want to build a stronger samsara. You have a really great respect for the samsara. That way, all the focus is, achieving the goal of samsara by focusing this eight worldly concern. Make sense? So this way you have to divide it two. Experiencing this gain or loss as you have to recognize it as a related to your karma. So you have to acknowledging when you're gaining, that means you have done something good. So you appreciate for that, and you're thankful for your past lives or past, past tense of yourself. Or if you're experiencing something bad, experiencing something negative, experiencing something, unpleasant, then you have to, blame on your past that you did something. Make sense? So that way, gain or loss as a result of your karma. But that is not talking about here. Here is talking about if you aiming about the gain, you're aiming about the, worrying about the loss. You're aiming about the praise. You're worried about the people criticize. Make sense? Then your aim is not the renunciation. Your aim is for the build the deeper samsara. Why is this happen? Like aiming to the gain and aiming to the praise and aiming to the pleasure. Those is because you have a deep self cherishing. So that way you all want all those things that you want. So I think they have to divide it in these two reasons. So one is you have to acknowledging all whatever experiencing gain or loss is a karma result of your karma. And another one is when you're practicing Dharma, if you aiming those things, then you don't have a renunciation. It means you are not seeking. Your Dharma practice is not aiming to the liberation. You are not seeking to the nirvana. You are seeking samsara. That way called the eight worldly concern. So worldly beings. So I think that is maybe we have to divide into this two. So it said, like an animal trapped in the snare. Animal seeking some food or something good, so that way they're searching everywhere. But then they trap in that, animals, when they trap, they recognize immediately, they can see they are trapped. Makes sense? Yeah, they see, but they don't know how to release from themselves from that trap because they are not capable to release themselves. We, human beings, when we trapped in that kind of eight worldly concern, first, we not that one. We not recognizing that I am trapped in the worldly concern. Yeah, we couldn't recognize that one first. Then second is even method is a really difficult. So I think that reason we have to be what called. So we exhaust our life without the reaching the ultimate nature. Ultimate nature means that like a true truth. We're not finding actually happiness, actually joy, actually praise, actually wealth. We're not finding. That way is called far from the reaching the ultimate nature. That ultimate nature is the true happiness. Ultimate nature is the true wealth. Ultimate nature is the true joy. You know, so we couldn't reach there because we caught trap of eight worldly concern. So that means that we caught a trap of a temporary concern, and we couldn't reach to the ultimate goal. Meditate well on a renunciation. It means the renunciation means that you have to see the faults of that. Even you enjoying something, you have to see the faults. Then you will not eat that one. Like if you have a diabetes, then chocolate is not good, cake is not good, ice cream is not good. You know, you have to know they are bad for your health. So if you know that is not good, then you will not eat that one. Even you really like, you will not eat that one. So that is what it means that on the renunciation mean. You have to recognizing what is not good for you. And after the recognizing something not good for you, you have to remember and not engaging continually on that. Not using that continually. That is what is renunciation means. Just have to sacrifice. You have to, discipline yourself from that. Yeah. So that is what is the renunciation mean. Renounce from the temporary benefit. Now here, number 4. Appearance of the happiness is like a burning ash. This is maybe not good English translation. Maybe more like a fire pit, yeah? P-I-T, fire pit. Which is a fire pit means that there's a fire but no one to see. So I think especially this is when we're describing on the occasional hell, like hard hell beings, when they finally can release themselves from the hard hell, then they see beautiful land, really beautiful with the grass, green, so beautiful. They thought, wow, that's so beautiful. I will enjoy in there in that. But when they step underneath, that look like the grass and the beautiful is underneath is all the fire ash. What? Huh?
Smoldering.
Smoldering?
Smoldering ash.
Ah, okay. Smoldering ash. Kevin says smoldering. Small as a S-L?
Smoldering. S-M-O-L-D-E-R.
S-M-O-L-D-E-R.
That's how you spell smoldering, right?
It's when the fire is burning, but you can't really tell if it's burning.
Yeah, something like that.
On it and
Yeah.
it burns.
Yeah, I think more like a. I think maybe this is the example is come from there. The hell, occasional hell. They have that they explaining you know, look like a really beautiful land, but when you step on that, underneath is a fire ash, burning fire. So that is talking about here. So that way, not burning ash. Burning ash, maybe we can see that one, you know. Definitely, we're not going to step there.
It's like a mirage with fire in it.
We couldn't see it looks beautiful when actually it's not, you know. So something that is you not see, but from there to you get burned, yeah. So that way it's, I think maybe not the burning ash. It's, I left that one because it's the original translation is there, but it's maybe like a fire pat, or like a Kevin said, smoldering. Drain. Without the knowing this, we destroy our everlasting goal. Make effort to generate the revulsion. This is my hard advice. So without the knowing this, because we don't see that false, like a temporary happiness, and we couldn't see all the what, you know, harm or what destruction coming from there. So they said, Shantideva said, I think maybe this is similar example. It's just like try to testing the honey on the razor blade. Yeah. Yeah, licking the honey on the razor blade. If you try to lick, maybe you taste a little bit honey, same time it will cut your tongue. So every worldly pleasure, they always have some end of the miserable. You're not going to find anything in the samsara that pleasure is the only pleasure. Make sense? They always give you some kind of satisfaction. No.
Dissatisfaction?
No, satisfaction.
Side
effect. They always have side effect from the samsaric joy. But only, you know, our problem is like people don't want to be dead. And they said, oh, I'm going to die, I'm aging, this and that, complain. But never blame to the main cause of the death. Then they said, oh, I'm dying because I'm aging. They said, oh, I'm dying because I ate this one, or this and that, my health and this. But actually, your main cause of death is the birth. So we don't want to recognize the main cause of our problem. We only recognizing the, you know, what call this?
the appearance.
Yeah, appearance that itself. So, so this appearance of the happiness is a you know, source of misery or suffering, hitting with the misery without knowing, and there's a great suffering will come from that. So we destroy our own everlasting goal. What is the everlasting goal? Is it everlasting goal is the something that achieve the nirvana or happiness. That is called the everlasting goal. Something is a stay forever with us, you know. So make effort to generate revulsion. Revulsion means the try to see there's what called like a, you know, I like cheese. Okay, for example, I like cheese, but I know if I eat the cheese, then my heart burn really bad. So I have to, before the eating, I have to stop that. Make sense? Before eating the cheese, I have to stop eating cheese. Other way, I will experience the great the revulsion. So something that is you have to say this is not good for me. Even if it looks beautiful, it's not good for me. Even sounds really nice, it's not good for you. Even tastes really delicious, it's not good for you. So you have to stop before doing that one. Something. I don't know. This is Tibetan. You know, sometimes we have this word using as a using as a also sometimes like a when you have something is too much. Yeah.
In English, it's called satiation. Too much of a good thing.
So sometimes people think that way. This is not actually that one. This is one is a you have to recognizing about that false whatever, and before entering into that you have to stop, not going there. You know, so that way, like if you see that fire underneath fire, if you know there's a fire, you're not going to step on there. That is called the revulsion, that you stop yourself stepping there. So same thing as a worldly pleasure, is it will not going to give you trouble, and you have to stop that before. I think this is and I don't think so anyone who receiving the punishment by making mistake or by breaking law, they're really grateful of what they have done. I think pretty much everyone is a regret when they make mistake. I'm not saying everyone, but the majority will regret with that. But I mean, they couldn't undo. Yeah. So here, what Bhande Dharmaradza is saying is, you don't have to regret if you stop doing that one before you start. So we have to aware of things that is what is not good, is you have to recognize in that one. You have to investigate what is good for you, what is not good for you. There's a fire or not fire. You just don't walk there. Some country, they have a lot of what called the road bomb. Road bomb. They hide it under road. Mine.
Oh, mine.
Oh, landmine.
Landmine. So there's a person who go to front of that, you the detective, yeah, detector. So try to make sure there's not the land mine. Yeah. So you have to investigate yourself with that kind of detector. Make sure there's no landmine. Landmine.
Landmine, that's
Yeah.
correct.
Of the you know, misery, it did not come there. So that is what is a revulsion mean. You know, so try to find a way to make sure you, I mean, after done, it's done, you cannot undo. Yeah. So make sure you're not doing so by recognizing of that they are false. This is my hard advice. Activity done only for this life are like a moth down into the flame. Deceiving oneself in this way is the only cause of suffering. Abandoning attachment to the samsara, this is my hard advice. So here, activity done only for this life is different than activity done for this life. Buddhism included the Buddha in not saying it's don't do activity for this life. You have to do for activity for this life. You know, Buddha tried to go to every day to on the street to beg the food. Yeah, every night he sleep. So that is the activity of this life. You have to take care of this life. You cannot abandon it to, oh, I want a spiritual path. You know, so that is not talking about here is a don't do this life's activities. Make sense? So you have to eat. You have to keep healthy. You know, Shantideva said, your body is actually your body is your true enemy, but you have to take care of this for living long, because without this body you cannot liberate. So you have to take care of your life. It's not talking about that just don't take care of your life. You know, completely neglect your life. Then how are you going to practice Dharma if you completely neglect your life? Yeah. So I don't think so it's talking, but don't do everything only for this life. You know, so I think that's it. Why? Because I mean, we need a certain you know, condition to these lives, but if we pursuing only this life's happiness, then those are not true happiness. So that is like a moth drawing into the flame, butterfly. So in the we have a 5 example of a 5 faults of a 5 sensual, what called?
Sense pleasures.
Sense pleasures. So this is the example of an eye attached to the form. When a butterfly, you know, nighttime, when they see the lamb, they see that's beautiful. That's really attractive. So that way they try to go there, closest. When
That's a moth.
moth, okay, yeah, the moth. Is it different than butterfly?
It's the same-ish.
Yeah. In Tibetan, we have same word, chimali.
They look the same.
How many types of that?
A lot.
Yeah, so every single one have a name?
No. It's a different subcategory.
Okay. I don't know.
The wings are different.
Huh?
Their wings are different. And moth's wings is like this, and butterfly's wings is like that.
Okay. Okay, then mouth. Basically, those lots of not just only mouth. It's a lots of insect. They really attractive the light. They really like the light. So that way, evening if you turn on your light, lots of insects come there. Yeah. Your glass window, there's full of insect. So they really attractive that light. They come to that. But problem is a lot of those light have heat and they burn and kill. Not just only moth, there are insect. So that is the false of attached to the eye to the beauty. Yeah. And ear to the sound attachment is a, we normally said, I'm not sure, you know, old time they using this method. Hunter, one person play the flute music and distract to the deer, and other ones shoot. Yeah. So that is a method using to the deer distract, because deer really like that sound. So as I said, ear attached to the sound is a deer killed by the hunter. And nose attached to the, I'm not sure this is some fly get to the flower, then flower eat them.
Fly trap.
Yeah, they try. They really have a really beautiful smell, and they go to closer, they eat them, trap, and kill them. And tongue as a fish. Try to test on that they without the noticing there's hook. The body is a elephant. They like to mud bath. Elephant really like mud bath because especially in the summer, it cool down. But sometimes they're stuck in the mud and die with that mud. So those are showing us also maybe we can say so you need some kind of balance, you know, like this life's activity, you need some this life's activity. Without any kind of this life's activity, you cannot do survive long term. You cannot practice long time. So even the like a Milarepa, still he owns some position, like a pot for the boiling, you know, nettle, and the fire, the metal that start the fire. Yeah, see, he owns certain things. Even he totally, you know, renounced from worldly pleasure or whatsoever. So it's so similarly that way. It's a, you know, it's not saying it's a you don't, you know, kind of not you completely shut down your five senses. It's not saying, you know, that's not right to do. But you need discipline. You need to control yourself. You need to, you know, keep a balance. Don't go to too far. Both extreme doesn't work. Like Buddha tried to do in the 6 years. And Buddha, finally, he said, it doesn't work. This shouldn't do that way. So life should keep the balance. Some go to too extreme to the this kind of like only for this life's benefit. And some do that totally neglect this life. Both are not good for, you know, long-term practice Dharma. So that way, like a Buddha, like a Milarepa, they totally renounce from the worldly whatsoever, but still they learn how they need to take care. You know, necessary things like breathe, the sustain the body. So without the sustain of the body, mind cannot continue practice Dharma. So I think this reason. So that way I said, activity done only for this life. I think that's the way we have to know that. Only for this life. If we focus on only this life, no matter how much we've done, nothing benefit for us. So that is deceiving oneself. Why deceiving on this self? We think we're doing our own benefit. Actually, we're not doing our own benefit. You know, those are not really benefiting for us. We are working for someone else. One day, all your lifelong hard work will be enjoyed by someone. It's called living on, what called this?
Borrowed time.
Huh?
Borrowed time.
What called this? Living on a well.
Living on wealth.
Well.
Oh, leaving a will when you die?
No, some people have the kind of, what called? They never work. Some people never work. The parent left some,
Oh, trust fund.
yeah, trust fund, living on the trust fund. So you're making someone's trust fund, you know. So this is not going to benefit yourself. This is oneself. This way it's only focus on the sufferings, only cause of the sufferings. Abandoning attachment to the samsara, this is my hard advice. So basically, have to cut the attachment. Tilupa said to the Naropa in the Ganges Mahamudra, son, appearing not going to samsara, bondage, not in bondage, not bondage by appearance. We are a bondage in samsara by attachment. So we have to cut that attachment in the samsara. This is my hard advice. So I mean, there's a, you know, some degree of a balance have to come from this. Then the activity of the samsara is like a ripple of water. Before they cease, our life come to the end. Quickly protect your attention. This is my hard advice. If we try to, you know, finish our activity to, you know, some people have this kind of a, idea. Oh, first I'm going to take care of things, then later I will practice Dharma. Actually, our life is always be busy with the taking care of things. Never going to finish that one. I know some people, they retired. Actually, after they retire, they become more busy than before they're working. They have more things to do after they retire. So if we wait for things have done, never going to be finished that one. In Tibet, we have one kind of, maybe it's not joke, it really happened, I don't know. There was a monk, older monk, he has two, three students. And he, every time he tell those students, when things slow down, when things done, you know, then one day we'll go to picnic. He tell that every day, but he never go to picnic. He never take them to picnic, you know. Then those kids are really tired. One day, somebody is, you know, taking the dead body, carrying to the skyberry, and those kids said, teacher, oh, teacher, that person is going to picnic after the done all the things, sure. So it's just, if we wait for things for done, then wait for Dharma. You know, first we have to prepare for the school things. Once school done, then you think, oh, after school is finished, I have more relaxed time, so I can practice Dharma. Then once the school, then you finish, then you have to build your career. Once then you think, oh, after my career is really stable, then I will practice Dharma. Then once your career is pretty good, then you start the family. Then the family to then grandkids. So pretty much until you get to the really truly nursing home, you have no really slow down. When you get to the truly nursing home, that you cannot do that much. You know, then our ability is not that great. Make sense? You know, when you have to totally rely on the someone's your everyday, you know, living, then forget about the practice in Dharma. There. I mean, it's not easy to physically, mentally, it's not that easy. Once you get that position, you know, that kind of condition. So that way, if we wait for try to, you know, things slow down, things, you know, done, and they're never going to end. It's like water, what called that? Ripple? So why it's called a ripple? R-I-P-P-L-E-S. Like kind of water wave.
Wave.
A ripple is kind of like when you throw water, when you throw a stone in a pond, it goes like that. And a wave is a little bit bigger.
Yeah, so ripple or something that is like a water have, you know, this never end, continually coming. Yeah. So that one.
Flow. Flow.
Flow?
Flow.
Ah, okay. Yeah, water flow. Before they cease, our life come to end. So only it is stop is when our life is end. So that means that our life truly become, you know, free. Can say, yeah, truly become free is the day we end our stop breathe, end our breathing. Other than that, there always be something have to do. You know, like even I'm live in the center, supposed to be there, nothing have to do. You know, you can be, should be like full time as a practitioner, but I mean, they always have something. Always, every day there's something you have to do. You know, that is this case. Then householder, no question for that. Yeah, so that way. As I earlier said, you know, it's not saying it's a neglect completely your life and just practice Dharma. That is not right, especially people with a family. It's not really ethical because you just being selfish to you think that Dharma is a, you know, because only Dharma is a benefit for you directly. When you benefit in your family, it's not directly benefiting for you. So that way it's like selfishly said, only Dharma is the essence. That's not true. You know, if you have a family, that's, you have to take responsibility of taking care of them. That is a part of the, called the Dharma, called the worldly Dharma. But I mean, you have to keep the balance on that. So that will quickly protect our attention or mind. You know, this is my hard advice. Now here, relative and friend can be like a prison guard. There are many who obstructed those who wish to be practiced the holy Dharma from the depth of their heart, cut the mental bound of clinging. This is my hard advice. This sounds like, you know, giving advice to the people to divorce. But so this is the same, you know, like lots of people want to practice Dharma, but because of the family not supporting, because, you know, especially some, you know, some family, they're really discouraging to the some member, not for themselves, you know, even that their husband or wife or children, when they want to practice Dharma, they discourage them to, you know, try to stop doing that. Lots of, I hear lots of people and say I really like to Dharma, but my family hate that one. You know, I really want to practice Dharma, but my, you know, husband or wife or someone is not supporting me or giving hard time or this and that. And lots of things happen. So that way it's like person guard. Person guard means that you stop you going outside. Stop, yeah.
Yeah. In Virginia Beach, we have people that their spouse won't even allow the images in the house.
Yeah. I had a few times here, people bring the box, you know, when, you know, people, it's similar like when people retire, they take the box from the office. Yeah, similar like they bring the box of the ritual item here. Said so, oh, now I'm getting married, you know, my wife or husband doesn't like those things, so I'm donating to the center. So they're retiring from the Dharma practice. So holy Dharma from the depth of their heart, cut the mental bound of clanging. This is my hard advice. So actually, you know, some people yeah, like this is it. Lots of people criticizing actually to the Buddha. Why? Because he left his young son and his young wife. Make sense? Without the care of them, he ran away. Basically, he ran away from them without taking responsibility. Yeah. So if you look at temporarily, Buddha was kind of a guilty person. But if he haven't done that one, can we have this Buddhism really beautiful teaching? No. So Buddha sacrificed himself and his family for kind of a long-term goal. Make sense? Try to find something that is a benefit countless beings. So that kind of sacrifice have done by the Buddha. You know, so that way called the Buddha or Bodhisattva. Somebody is
But don't you think it's important to keep it in perspective? He didn't leave his wife and son without means of support.
Yeah, of
they
course.
had means of support.
Of course. That one too. Even they don't have a marital support, it's not really a big deal. Why? Because he gave them effortless happiness. He gave his father effortless happiness. He gave a mother effortless happiness. He gave his aunt effortless happiness. Of course, his son and wife too. Yeah, not just only them. He gave to us too effortless happiness path. So would you want to say he choose, you know, that like a small family, take care of the small family or whole world? So that way, some people may think that Buddha's decision is not right, but if someone is the wise thinker, can say, wise thinker, if you think Buddha make great decision, really brave decision, really wise decision to leave home, to finding the true path. Yeah. So you have to cut the mental bond of the clinging, not the relationship. I think this Buddha never cut the relationship from his parents. After he became a Buddha, he went back to the home, teaching to his father, teaching to his mother, teaching to his uncle, he's teaching to his aunt. Even he went to 33 God run to teach his mother. So he never left the relation. He never cut the relationship. Make sense? He kept that really strong relationship. Like after Buddha become a completely enlightenment, first he gave teaching to those 5, his companion. You know, so otherwise he can go to the King Bimbisar or someone to give those teaching, because King also requires him to give teaching. But those 5 companions are important for him. Even they left because of the upset with him, but still he went try to find them to share what he achieved, what he saw the truth. Make sense? So that way, it's not talking about the cut the kind of like, can say connection or relation. Yeah, but you have to cut that attachment, clingy. Oh, they are mine. This belong to me. My position, my belonging, my that kind of attitude have to cut out. This is my hard advice. So I think this is like a pleasure of a samsara is like a 2 different, personal guidance and public guidance. Their public garden really beautiful. You go there, enjoy, then leave without the, worrying. So when you enjoy it, someone else come to enjoy, you have no problem, they coming. If that is a personal garden, when someone else come, you get irritated. This is a personal property. You're not allowed to come here. You don't come here. This, make sense? So that way, that is it, too different. You can enjoy things without the clinging attachment. So same thing is you can take care. You can care to the sentient beings without the clinging. Clinging?
Clinging.
Yeah, clinging. So that way Buddha didn't cut the care. He actually extended his care, not just only his family, every sentient beings. But he cut the clinging of a possession. Make sense? Like he didn't say, oh, this is my family, belong to me, or only me. And this palace is only mine, only I can go, then no one can come. He didn't have that kind of attitude. That way, I think cut the mental bond is not talking about the cut the care. This is, I think we have to be careful on this. This is mean that you have to continually care, you have to continually love them, you have to continually compassion them, but don't cling. Cling. Cling? Cling, okay. Here it said clinging. So what is different cling?
Clinging, and clinging. How would you?
So cling is to do it in the present. Clinging is an action that is done continuously, not just in the present, but in the future and the past.
Mm. Okay, then, or that one. So, and said, sweetheart can be like a butcher holding knife. Even we benefit them, they respond to our kindness with harm. Abandon attachment to everyone. This is my hard advice. Sweetheart or dear one, someone. So it's a kind of like friend, loved one. So they like a butcher holding knife. What does it mean that based on them, we create a lot of negative karma because of that. So this is like a, butcher harm you. Only butcher's job is to kill. So because of this relationship of the loved one, and we having aversion, hatred, jealousy, and with that emotion, and we creating the negative karma. So it's like someone's holding the knife to try to cut you. So it's a source of negative emotion. It's like a knife. Yeah, negative emotion is like knife. This is cutting the life of happiness. Take the life of happiness by negative emotion. So long as we are obscure, or long as we are overpowered by this kind of negative emotion, we never will experience the happiness. If your mind is full of those emotions like attachment, jealousy, anger, those full of that, you have no chance to feel like happy. Constantly you worry, constantly you have some kind of a problem, always a problem there. So this is not because your loved one is there, because your attachment. Make sense? Because you're possessive. So loved one is not making you, actually loved one is not holding you truly like a butcher, like a holding knife. Because of the loved one, you hold yourself like a butcher, and you cut yourself as a harm of your happiness. Make sense? So loved one, they don't have that intention of holding a knife of negative emotion and cutting you as your life of happiness like a butchery. They don't have that intention. I don't think so they're doing that one, because sometimes we have this attitude of whatever we have a problem, so we always blame to someone else. You always said, oh, this one did this to me, this one did this to me. So we blame everything to the other. Yeah. So I think that one is mean that. But actually, who is actually holding the knife is ourselves. Who's actually harming us is ourselves. But those are loved one, dear one, they are conditioned to raising this emotion. Make sense? They have no intention to harm you. I mean, that's so that way, you are taught is you are helping them, but because of your possessiveness or your attachment, and harm yourself by return of that thought of help is by creating negative emotion. So I mean, you can blame to your loved one, you are miserable. Then they have no intention want to make it miserable, or they cannot do make you really truly happy. If you are happy with your loved one, it's how you think. If you're miserable with your loved one, it's up to how you think. You create your own this situation. Yeah. So that way, this is a butcher. Is an example. Sounds like they are holding the knife, but it's not them. You are actually holding the knife of emotion and cutting yourself life of happiness. But they are conditioned. Because of them, you become like this. Make sense? Okay. Somebody wrote something here. Would you mind checking your mic? I'm not sure my mic. Hello. I'm sorry, Ellen.
Khenpo, it
Yes.
was earlier on that somebody had their mics on and it was loud and disturbing in the headphones, so that's why it was written. You're fine.
Okay.
It was like at the beginning of the session. Thank you.
Okay. Tunge cheba nyebe daga ada chidra chajang kuwe kuwa man duje nyebo sonshe nyi jitams. Activity of the degenerating age are like a madman dramatic performance. No matter what we do, there's no way to place other. Think about that as essential. This is my heart advice. Activity of this degeneration age. So degeneration, because of our emotion of the negative emotion and those all the afflictive emotion and negative karma is become much stronger. So that way we do lots of things that is supposed to be shouldn't do, but also as it look like we're doing something good. Yeah. So so that way, and the one thing is I think we have to know is a Dharma practitioner have a really danger of easily erasing the negative emotion like such as attachment and jealousy. and really, really difficult to recognizing them as a negative. Because sometimes you think, oh, I'm doing this for my lineage, I'm doing this for my lama, I'm doing this for my center, I'm doing this for my monastery. We do lots of negative. Make sense? So those are, I think, it's happen. Degeneration mean the our really those negative emotions are strong, and we do things that supposed to be not do. That's what degeneration mean. So because they are really, really there's 5 degeneration, yeah. Degeneration of sentient being, degeneration of life, degeneration of afflictive emotion, degeneration of the time, and what is, there's a 5, and one is I don't remember. So basically what it means that they becoming more stronger or more
They hook us. They hook us deeper.
Yeah, more deeper, or so they are sometimes, so the way I said this one is attachment and Dharma practitioner attachment, and sometimes we perform look like good, look like serving to the lineage, look like serving your guru, look like serving your temple, and but we do negative things. I'm sure you will figure out what is negative mean. So long as it is involved to the harm someone from your that action, even you do it's become a negative, like a like a black magic, yeah, like a powerful mantra using to the evil spirit. So you think that's the good things you're doing, but you're harming other sentient beings. So with this degeneration and whatever we do, name of the Dharma or name of the temple, name of the Guru, it's like a madman's dance. You know, madmen, they don't know themselves as a really doing like crazy. They're not recognizing themselves as doing crazy, but a rest of people can see how crazy it is. So same way, we're not recognizing ourselves as a negative. We think we're doing right things. So I think one thing I can say is how many wars happen based on the religions, name of the religions. Yeah. Yeah, in the name of the religions. So they think that they're doing right things. People who do those. So that is, they rejoice with that. They have no regret with this. Because they for themselves, they think this is right. So it's a madman, like madmen themselves, they don't recognize how mad they are. You know, for them, this is normal. But when normal one see, it's really madman dance. Dance or like whatever they're doing. You know, normal one, they don't do lots of things that, you know, crazy one do. But the crazy one themselves, they're not recognizing that. So this is I think one thing is we can say is like based on the name of the religion, under can say religion name of the religion, people fighting, harming each other, all those are part of that. Because of the degeneration increasing, those are becoming more and more and more. no matter what we do, there is no way to please others. Think about that is essential. This is my advice. So when come to the Bodhisattvas, benefiting sentient beings, sometimes it's a better stay away from them. It's a better benefit than living with them. Sometimes we think, oh, we generate bodhicitta, we are Bodhisattva Mahayana practitioner, we have to be there. Actually not. You have to look that whatever you do is a helping or not. If they're not helping, then no point to be continue on that. You have to let go. Otherwise, it's becoming like a madman's dance. Okay, we stop here, number 9. I think it's enough. 9 is a lot. Janju Manje Banai Joy Je Bai Nyam Bai Men Bai Gone Gondo Pe Wai shows Khenpo how best method so we can recognize it that our do is wrong. Education, education, education. Yeah. Best way to how recognize is we have to learn. And it's like our we Dharma practitioner is like a baby. Baby learn walking by falling down. So we will make mistake, then we recognize that one, try to not repeat that one. I think makes sense. Yeah. So I mean, then we have to study Dharma also. So in the normal life, mundane life, and spiritual life also both. So especially in the spiritual practice, lots of people think that going to retreat or practicing so isolated, they just want to quiet and this and that. That's a wonderful. That's a really wonderful someone who have no doubt on the meaning. Make sense? So so first we have to educate ourselves to whatever we want to do. Even just doing kind of a simple practice, you have to learn that one through education. Once learned, then you should practice. So when you learn on that, you will not, first of all, you're not going to make mistake on that. Once you learn. So that way, I think we will make mistake, yes. I'm not saying that's not a big deal, but same time, also, I think we should educate ourselves to learn in the Dharma slowly, much as we can learn. I think that's a way to bring to the method to how to not make mistake. Tata konde tham je do son sabada yebe jewa zawande tata senjen tanje nyundo lana mamba yanda ba zobe janjuram boje toba je shija konse kunjen chuje je tende nela wontot rejebe je demba sede ba shetu tosan kompen zinju